This is just a reminder to myself, and perhaps there is someone else out there listening. Doing things like writing or making art or recording a YouTube video, honestly, anything that I do, we do, let it be for the sake of itself. Because that's when good medicine, real authenticity, genuine care and presence is really poured into something. For me, if I have this idea, which I definitely have at times in the past, having grown up as a total people pleaser, codependent, savior complex, two parents as physicians, you name it, this idea that I need to do things to help other people. And I really believe that that premise is fundamentally false because it presupposes that others aren't already okay. And Byron Katie has certainly been someone who has helped me a lot in realizing everything is already perfectly okay as it is. Reality rules. Reality is. How could something be better than reality? And that makes me think of Stephen Mitchell, husband of Byron Katie's translation of the Tao Te Ching. It says, "Do you think you can improve the world? I don't think it can be done." The world is perfect as it is, in its isness, in its perfect balance. And so I come and record a video like this because I like doing this. I once read or listened to Elizabeth Gilbert speak on this same premise, and it was like, if nobody read my stuff, would I still do the same thing? And her answer was yes, because she's doing it for the sake of doing it. And I love walks by myself in nature. I love times by myself for deep contemplation. And sometimes it feels really good to record some thoughts. Often I do it as a voice memo to a friend. Sometimes I do it as a video like this. But it's not because anyone needs to hear this message. Everyone will be perfectly fine without this message. How do I know that? Because they're already perfectly fine. How could they need this message? That's not to say that maybe it doesn't come into people's experience, but I'm not doing it to help others. If that is the motive, it's always manipulative or impure on some kind of level, because A, it's something I have no control over, and B, it's an expectation of any kind. This must help others. If it doesn't, it is a failure. Therefore, I'm a failure. You just go down a whole rabbit hole of that. Whereas if I am just doing something because I love it, it is what it is. And what happens with it is absolutely none of my business, which I find very comforting. And I'm a big voice memoer with a lot of my close friends. And I think that the premise, actually, I think that my friend Kesia taught me about this about voice memos, and the premise is exactly what I'm getting at right now, which is the beauty of a voice memo, whether you do it, through iMessage or WhatsApp or on your phone recorder, is that it's something that you're recording like a dictation for yourself. It's sort of like letter writing through voice. And I guess this would be the purest form of letter writing too. You're not doing it for your friend or for whoever's going to receive it, because if you are, then it's laden with expectation, with what will they think? I'm going to censor here. What I need to get a reply. Have they gotten it yet? Have they read it? All of this. Versus if I'm just recording or writing this because I like doing it and then sharing it with someone else, anything that happens or doesn't happen with them is just great. is a boon. It's a boon that there is even the chance to share that reflection at all. And there's absolutely no expectation or even desire for any kind of receiving or response. And I just encourage you, I encourage myself to keep coming back to checking the integrity of what I'm doing, because honestly, unless where my motive is coming from is for the sake of things themselves as they present themselves in the present moment, or as is just a genuine nurturing passion of mine, and that can be a fun practice to begin to notice your emotions, your body, your thoughts, your sense of awareness, and get honest about, wow, this is what it feels like to do something I really want to do, versus this is what it feels like to do something that actually, if I'm honest, I don't want to do, that I think I have to do for others. And one of my favorite books that I've been thinking about a lot lately is, and that has saved my life at different phases, is Martha Beck's The Way of Integrity. And in that, she goes a whole year, it changes the whole course of her life. She goes a whole year without telling a single lie, and that she goes forward like that. She just doesn't lie anymore. But a big part of that, of telling the truth, of her resolution not to lie, is she realizes how often she's doing things that she doesn't want to do and lying about it. And basically that leads to living this whole life that she doesn't want to live. Like, the whole life is a lie. And when she stops lying, it naturally reorients her to a life that she does want to live. So you can just feel the centered baseline foundational integrity of doing whatever you're doing because you want to do it and because you love to do it. So there's no resentment, no expectation. And then if that becomes something that others can partake in as well, that's awesome. If not, that's awesome, because I already had an awesome time doing it. So that's my thought for today. Thanks for tuning in. If you don't know me, my name is Virginia, and I seem at this moment to be in a body that is in Wyoming.